Hello everyone and welcome back to the Council of Elrond, the number one Lord of the Rings podcast in the world. I am Dave and I'm joined by my brother Johnny, as always. And today we're going to be bringing you guys some lore discussions, some news as well concerning the upcoming War of the Rohirrim movie. It comes out in 2 weeks.
Wait.
2 weeks. Yeah, we haven't had a new Lord of the Rings movie in the cinemas for about a decade. So this is exciting times. And we're going to finish off the episode with some fun trivia, quiz, and maybe a little game as well. So let's get into it, guys.
Let's do it.
So, Johnny, Christmas is coming soon.
The geese are getting fat.
I've got my, I'm sporting a red nose.
Yes, Rudolph,
yeah. So if you guys can't see my red nose, please head over to us on YouTube and you can subscribe to us there and
leave lots of nasty comments.
Yeah, this episode is going up on YouTube in full, just like most of our recent episodes. So yeah, please, if you haven't subscribed, go check us out there because they're more visually stimulating and you'll get a stimulated experience there. So and also you guys can comment below and let us know how we're doing.
Just like your stimulated nostrils.
Yeah, it looks inflared. It looks kind of gross, but anyways,
need some leaf of the poppy.
I really hope this doesn't scare away any new viewers, but
I'll need to find some King's foil for you.
But yeah, we really appreciate all the love. But let's get into it. We're going to start off with we're going to read through a little something on Tolkien Gateway. So
yes, Dave. So today we're going to have a little trivia dive, and we're going to have a little look at a character, a very fond character that all book readers will know and love. And if you have not read the books and you've only seen the Peter Jackson movies, then maybe you're going to not know this guy, but I'm sure you're going to love him just as much as we do.
Oh God, yeah.
This is a hobbit, one of the close friends of Frodo Baggins, and he had quite a part to play in the first chapters of the Fellowship of the Ring book, and I'm of course speaking of no other than Fredegar Bolger. What was his nickname?
Fatty Bolger.
Fatty
Bolger.
Bolger.
Also, he is in the Lord of the Rings movie, the first one. I think he's the guy that's roaring laughing when he's drinking a pint or pouring a barrel of beer into his cup. But,
sure.
Yeah. Looking forward to talking about a bit of Fatty.
Yes, so as I said, obviously he was a hobbit of the Shire and he was one of the closest friends of Frodo, and he knew that Frodo had the ring actually, and he helped him with his mission to leave the Shire. From the book, what we know more so than the films is that there was this whole conspiracy amongst the other hobbits Frodo didn't know about, and they were kind of helping him to leave the Shire. So just to speak about the history of this character for a moment, Fatty, he was a descendant of Hildebrand Took, who was one of the many sons of the Old Took. Do you know the Old Took, Dave?
The Old Took, a relative of Peregrine Took. So.
It would indeed. But he was famous amongst the Shires. He was a celebrity, basically, back in the day. I believe he was one of the oldest ever living hobbits.
Oh.
So Fatty was born in the Third Age, the year 2980, and his family was from Budgeford in Bridgefields of the East Farthing. And again, we know of the East Farthing and the West Farthing, and maybe some of them are more famous for growing pipeweed.
Well, the South Farthing would be
South
best
Farthing, exactly.
For pipeweed.
I wonder what they do in the North Farthing. Is there anything going on there?
Never really much talk about the North Farthing.
No. So Fatty also had a younger sister who was called Estella Bolger, and she would eventually marry who, Dave?
Meriadoc.
Yes, good job. Well
Brandy
done.
book.
So the Brandy books and the Tooks did become one family after all. Like
even though they're all kind of
they are.
anyway.
But Merry and Pippin did kind of become a brother-in-law or some sort of
cousins-in-law.
They were already cousins. Hang on a minute. So Fredegar, or Fatty, of course, he was a great friend of Frodo Baggins, and in the year 3001 of the Third Age, he was a guest at Bilbo's farewell party. Which wasn't really his farewell party, but that's what it became. It was actually his birthday party.
His 111th
birthday. So I mentioned earlier on that there was a little bit of a conspiracy, and I use that word on purpose, because that's what it's kind of referred to in the books. So we're going to speak about that for just a quick moment. So Fatty, he was one of the conspirators, and so the friends of Frodo that knew that he was in an important mission, they knew about the ring and they knew what was going on, even though Frodo didn't know that they knew.
They didn't know they knew.
But I knew that they know that I knew you. So they were trying to assist him without his knowledge, and Fatty, along with Folco, Boffin and Frodo's close circle, they helped him pack and they sent his things to Crickhollow, and they stayed to celebrate his last birthday before his departure from Hobbiton. Fatty and Merry left the next morning for the house that Frodo had bought in order to prepare it to be ready and habitable for his arrival. So again, Frodo invented this whole elaborate kind of, as we said, the conspiracy, saying like, okay, he didn't want to just up and leave the Shire all of a sudden, because people would get like, people would kind of realize that that's a bit odd for a hobbit to be doing that. And also he was conscious that he didn't want to be doing anything weird for people to suspect that he had the ring, and for that he would have a reason to leave the Shire, basically. So he's trying to keep it all on
hobbits
on
leave
the
Shire. Like, you don't leave home.
No, it would take them a good long time.
Yeah, but like
anything worth doing takes a long time.
It'd be the talk of the town, like if someone just
can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Shocking. Who would want to leave Bag End?
Yeah, it's like Ireland in a way. It's like someone leaves the local village. You're like, did you hear Maura? What? She's off to Australia.
Oh my God.
I know.
She's going to burn.
I know, she probably will. And there's spiders out there.
And snakes.
And wallabies.
And sharks. Anything that'll kill you, really.
Kangaroos.
Exactly. Dangerous. And you live a quarter of a mile from the sun. Yeah, exactly. So Frodo eventually came to his house in Crickhollow, the one that he had bought. So he bought this house telling people, I'm going to move across there to the other village just down the road. But in reality, he was thinking, I'm going to move there and then I'm going to use that as my starting point to go off on my little journey. So he eventually got there, and he went there along with Sam and Pippin, and Merry and Fatty had gone off the day before in the cart bringing all the stuff. They walked, so the three hobbits had this big, again, if you read the first few chapters of Lord of the Rings, it's just them walking to Crickhollow. And it was there when the conspirators revealed themselves to Frodo and expressed their will to follow him on his mission. So Fatty, however, was a typical hobbit who had never left the Shire and was unwilling to do so, but would play his role. And he stayed behind to keep up the pretense that Frodo was there by wearing his clothes and keeping the house occupied to deal with any inquisitive folk. So
nice.
Kind of like...
Not well-wishers now.
No, I was going to say kind of like in Home Alone when he's like, having the party on his own in the house, and he's like doing all the things. So like people would think that there was actually people living
parties
there.
going on in Bag End.
I love that even he just go out and like do his go out and get the mail while wearing Frodo's clothes. Like, there's Frodo Baggins. So it's gas, but
fair play to Fatty.
Yeah. I mean, so again, they needed someone to stay behind, so he was happy to volunteer to be the one to stay behind. It wasn't that he was just like flat out refusing, I'm not going on this mission. It was kind of like we need one person. And he was like, I will definitely be happy to stay in the Shire because I don't want to be going off. And that would have been the farthest from home he'd ever been. So after hearing that Frodo was pursued by the Black Riders, Fatty was given the option to flee with the others into the Old Forest. But that didn't seem any more inviting to him, despite Merry's attempts to persuade him that the riders were far more terrifying than the stories about the Old Forest. Because remember, all the hobbits were afraid of the Old Forest. So Fatty was like, no, I'll take my chances with the Nazgul and I'll stay away from the Old Forest. So Fatty opted to remain behind as a decoy for the Nazgul and as a messenger for Gandalf in case he showed up. So again, very brave from Fatty. He was like, I'll be basically like, a worm on a hook.
Bait and switch.
Yeah, so then anyway, the ring wraiths did eventually come in the night of the 30th of September to Crickhollow for Frodo and the ring. But Fatty, though frightened, nearly witless, escaped to raise the alarm of Buckland, causing the Brandybucks to sound the horn call of Buckland. And this caused the Nazgul to flee, but they had learned that the ring was gone. So again, if you read this in the books, from off the top of my head, I'm remembering that there was like they were like ransacking the house and they were trying to kill whoever was in there. And Fatty, like and again, remember their biggest power is their fear that they can cast, and people just become terrified and they like freeze with fear. And Fatty managed to escape out of the house and run and sound the alarm, and so it was very heroic. And it is very heroic, and it's class actually when it's in the book. So yeah.
Also, it's easy to remember that date, the 30th of September. Do you know why?
Because it's our sister's birthday.
Yes. I'm glad you remembered.
I was like, it's someone's birthday. I was like, is it your birthday? No. Yeah. So that was Fatty in the shower. Now, there is one other very small piece we're going to talk about, which is way later on, which is the part of the scouring of the shower. Do you remember what that was, Dave? The scouring?
The scouring itself? Yes. It's the part that's omitted from Peter Jackson's movies. Basically, after the War of the Ring ends, in case anyone doesn't know, when the hobbits go back to the Shire, it isn't like it is in the movies where they all come back in their fancy new clothes and give a nod and a wink to everyone, and it's like nothing changed in the Shire. But in fact, everything changed in the Shire because Saruman, he wasn't killed. He goes and takes over the Shire.
He didn't fall and do like 10 somersaults off the
He did not. He didn't fall into the sharks. In fact, he became Sharky and took over Hobbiton.
He didn't fall into the sharks.
Yeah.
I like it.
So he was under the guise of Sharky now, and him and Grima and a bunch of ruffians took over the Shire. Basically, what you see in the Fellowship of the Ring when Frodo looks into the mirror of Galadriel, that's kind of what has happened in the Shire.
Yes.
A lot of the hobbits are not really enslaved, but they're not able to survive there. They're kind of fighting back. They're rebelling against this ruffian takeover. So
and Saruman is trying to like build industry
and all that kind of stuff, and everything that Tolkien hated.
And he didn't do a triple somersault off the Tower of Northanc onto a big spike.
Watch this.
Totally got it.
Yeah.
So during that time, we do hear again about Fatty Bolger, and during Saruman's rule of the Shire, Fatty actually led a group of partisan fighters, the resistance basically, fighting against the ruffians of the Brocken Boars around the hills of Scarry before eventually being captured. And he was imprisoned in the lockholes and starved. And we know that he could no longer be called Fatty after that. But he was eventually rescued after the victory of the Battle of the Bywater, which was the big battle that they had in the Shire, where they rose up against the powers that be.
Yes, and they ended up, spoiler alert, they ended up killing Saruman, even though Frodo tried to intervene and was like, no, don't spare him.
Again tried to like sneakily kill Frodo, and Frodo happened to be wearing his mithril dress.
Yeah, and actually it was Grima that ends up like cutting the throat of Saruman, and Frodo tries to intervene to stop Grima being killed.
Yeah,
and then Grima scurries away and gets shot by a bunch of arrows. Good times. But this is mostly taken from Tolkien Gateway, so shout out to those guys. We
excellent information on the Tolkien Gateway, so go check that out there. And
Wikipedia for Lord of the Rings and Middle Earth information.
Oh, it's just like the Bible.
They update stuff very quickly. Like a new trailer comes out for the latest Middle Earth content, and there'll be something on Tolkien Gateway.
Great service.
Great service. Yeah. So thank you very much. Also, you mentioned the hills of Scarry, and I remember we brought that up ages ago in our Halloween episode, like a couple of years ago. We said there is a place called Scary in Lord of the Rings, so that was shout out to that episode.
Was it pronounced?
I don't know, but it's spelled scary, so. We were talking about scary objects, so...
The final thing that I would say is that, again, this is for more information that we got off Tolkien Gateway, that there are other versions of him from the Legendarium, and in early versions of the text, his name was actually Hamilcar Bolger, and he was rescued by Gandalf from the Black Riders before reaching Rivendell, narrating to the protagonists Gandalf's adventures. And his larger role was later abandoned. But that's kind of a cool thing as well. He's kind of like taking on the narrator, the kind of Morgan Freeman role there as well. And his role survives a minor anomaly in the published Lord of the Rings. Before the four hobbits go into the Old Forest, they have 6 ponies prepared, and Fatty was originally supposed to go with them. And then this number was corrected to 5 in the 50th anniversary edition, actually. So
that's only a recent change.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recent enough.
Recent enough.
Around the time of the movies.
Yeah.
So there you go. Character of Fredegar Fatty Bolger.
Yeah, very good.
He's always a fan favorite. He's one of the lads in the first couple of chapters. Like,
yeah,
he's just one of the group, and then they leave him behind. But he's.
You kind of wish you got to see more of him.
But
Peter Jackson's.
he had an important role to stay behind and to keep up appearances.
Keeping up appearances with Fatty.
Yeah, keep up with the Joneses. Yeah.
Keeping up fat appearances.
Right.
So, moving on to a bit of news that has come out this week. Johnny, I don't know, have you seen, because there's been so much marketing for the War of the Rohirrim.
I've seen nothing.
Yeah, like they put out a little 30-second reel or something like that on Instagram. And if you notice on this reel, they had two well-known actors that look like they're back in the studio doing like voice acting. Would you have a guess at who I could possibly be talking about?
Oh, I may have seen that clip, and I can't remember who. Was there a hobbit involved?
There was two hobbits involved.
Oh, was it the two boys?
Two boys.
Dom and Billy.
Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd. So this would be Merry and Pippin. The two actors have returned. Officially have confirmed their return.
I was like, did I see that? I was in a dream. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I actually broke the news first, and then I saw Fellowship of Fans. He thanked us and retweeted the tweet. But you can see.
Tell me.
Oh, I know.
You brought the news to the world. Not to your brother.
Oh, breaking it now, aren't I? So, basically, we see the two of them in the studio in that little clip, and I want to give a shout out to a fella that follows us on Twitter. I actually followed you back, Aidan Pocock. I don't know if that's how I pronounce your name, but he had guessed this ages ago because, I don't know, do you remember, but Dominic Monaghan shared this reel, or he shared the trailer, the very first trailer that came out, and I was like,
a lot of them shared it.
Yeah, a few of them
shared it. He was one of the first.
But yeah, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, and he didn't just share it; he had the trailer and he posted it, and I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But this fella Aidan Pocock, he sent me a message, or he commented underneath our post, and he basically showed me something where somebody asked Dominic in the comment section if he's involved in this project, to which he responded, "You don't hear my voice? I guess I'm better at accents than the people assume." So this would mean his voice was in the first trailer. And
did you say "you don't hear my voice"? Question mark.
Yeah. Oh. You don't hear my voice? Question mark.
So don't you hear my voice?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I guess I'm better at accents than people assume. Now, immediately I thought of who he could be voicing, and I think this is what Aidan Pocock had predicted a long time ago as well. Do you remember in the first trailer at the very end, there's like an orc or an evil creature holding rings?
Yeah. What's you got to do with rings or something?
Yeah, exactly. It's got the Manchester accent.
It's kind of a North England accent, yeah.
But he is putting on some sort of accent, so I think that is going to be Dominic Monaghan. So I think it's an orc, and I think Billy is going to be another orc, because we saw, do you know the Warhammer series? So like the little models that...
So basically the two hobbits that got captured by the orcs, they end up
they're playing orcs now.
Getting raised by orcs, and they become orcs.
Raised by wolves. So... Basically the Warhammer board game series, they released a special edition War of the Rohirrim pack or something, and in this pack they have there was one little mini set that contained a snow troll and two orcs called Shank and Rot. That's WROT. So I think Shank is going to be Dominic, Rot is going to be Billy. Possibly, or maybe the other way around. But there you go. Yeah, so
there you go. Very interesting news. Exciting.
There you go. Yeah, it's only a little thing, but the return of Dominic and Billy to Lord of the Rings, which is great because they're going to be teaming up with the likes of Philip O'Boyens and Peter Jackson and whoever else is involved in that. So yeah, guys, 2 weeks.
I'm going to get more and more excited now with this.
Exactly. So please put in the comment section who you think those guys will be playing, if you think it is going to be Shank and Rot or is it somebody else, and let us know how excited you are.
Yeah.
So this is the section of the podcast where we're going to play a little game called Middle Earth 20 Questions. So first of all, before I begin, I want to say that I am inspired by Bard of Arda, someone that Johnny introduced me to.
What a guy.
He's a funny guy on Instagram and TikTok. Just go check him out. He's hilarious. And he plays this game.
Very knowledgeable as well.
Very, far more knowledgeable than us. So we're gonna play like the more simplified version.
Dumbed down.
So I'm thinking of something from Middle Earth, and Johnny's going to have to guess. But do you want to start first, and I can guess your one, maybe?
Sure.
Okay. So
yeah.
let's go. 20 questions.
Okay, what do I need to give?
You tell me if you're thinking of a place, a person, or a thing from Middle-earth, and then I'll ask you questions. And I have to answer within 20.
I'm thinking of a Middle-earth object.
A Middle-earth object, 20 questions. So here we go. Is this object in Peter Jackson's trilogy?
It is.
Is this object used by the good guys?
It is.
Is this object a weapon?
It is not.
Is this object used by Gondorians?
It is not.
Is it used by one of the Fellowship?
It is.
Is it primarily used in one of the books/films?
It is.
Is this object the Horn of Gondor?
It is not. That would be a good one. You've used 7 questions.
Right. Could this object be magical?
It could.
Is it Gandalf's staff?
It is not. That's 9.
Is this object... is it a gift from Galadriel?
It is.
Woo! Is this the file of Galadriel?
It is correct. Well done. You got it at 11.
Nice. Oh. Very good. All right.
Up top. Well done.
All right, very good. Okay, right. 20 questions. Are you ready to go?
That was good. Yeah, I'm a bit intimidated now.
I am thinking of a person from Middle-earth.
Person from Middle-earth. Okay. Does this person feature in the movies?
Yes.
Is it a good guy?
No.
Is it Sauron?
No.
Okay, so it's a bad person. Is it a magical kind of creature?
No.
Okay. Is it a man?
Yes.
Like male?
Yeah.
Okay. A male man.
It's the postman. An evil postman.
Okay, an evil man. Is he in only one of the book/films?
Yes.
Okay. Is he primarily in the first Fellowship Ring?
No.
The third?
Yes.
Okay. An evil man from the third. Is he Gondorian?
No.
Mainly in the third. Who could it be? Evil man. He's not magical or mystical or ghoulish or nothing like that.
Okay, I'll give you a hint because I think his depiction in the book might be a bit different to his depiction in the movie. If you were to just go on the movie, you'd be like a bit ghoulish.
Okay. Is it the mouth of Sauron?
It is the mouth of Sauron.
Okay, yeah, right, okay.
Yes, well done. He's technically a man, but like, yeah, if you watch the movies, you're like, what the hell is that guy?
Yeah,
Look
does
at
he
that
have like
smile.
Númenórean descent or something?
I don't think it's known. But I'm not really sure. Like when you said Gondorian, I was like, maybe.
Yeah.
But that won't help you anyway, so I just went with no.
I would have got it.
All right, your turn.
Okay, mine.
20 questions, Middle-earth, go.
Okay, mine, I'm thinking of a location.
A plocation. A plocation. Wow. First, what is a plocation? All right, is this location in the movies?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is this location in the west side of Middle-earth?
Yeah.
Is this location in the Third Age?
Oh yeah, it's in the third age.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant by the previous question, but your answer kind of made me think, oh, maybe it's sank. Okay, so...
Oh yeah, no. I should say it's... If you're looking at the map
is it
of
west of Rohan?
Is it west of Rohan?
Is it west of... okay, I need to be more
need a map.
specific. Is it west of Edoras?
It's east of the Misty Mountains. It's probably north of. It's north. It's like it's.
Is this location?
I'm giving you so much.
I know. Yeah, I don't need that much.
Okay.
Is this location? Is this like a feature of nature?
No.
Right. Is it a forest?
No.
Are you counting how many we're on?
Yeah, 6.
So it's not a forest.
It's not a forest.
Is this it's not a nature feature, so that includes like forests, lakes, rivers, all that kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So is this a region?
No.
Is this a fortress, castle, solitude, place like that?
Kinda.
Is it a city?
No.
Is this... Did I already ask if it's a realm? I did. Is it an elven realm?
It's not.
Is it an evil realm?
It's not.
Is it a dwarven realm?
No.
What? It's north. It's
maybe it's kind of like just keep guessing.
Okay, so it's a man realm.
Yeah, but it's not a realm.
Okay,
it's like a very small location, I should say.
Is it Amon Hen?
No, but it's on that. Shall we? It's 13.
Is it? Does it begin with Ammon? Is it Ammon Sul?
No.
What am I on?
14.
Oh God. Is it? Is it a location that the Fellowship visit?
Yes.
Does anyone die or get wounded in this location?
No. That's 16.
Well, that narrows it down.
I enjoyed that question.
Oh God. 16 and 4 left. Just thinking on that map. I still don't know. It's very... Oh no, I already guessed Ammon Sul. The Fellowship visit there. Do the Fellowship visit this location in the Two Towers? Shit. East of the Misty Mountains. Do they visit it in the Return of the King?
No.
How many left?
2.
Oh God.
Also, I may have miscounted Sarah when I said 6. I just guessed, so you can give me an extra couple.
Okay, you can give me an extra one. Okay, so it's in the Fellowship, and they're after the Misty Mountains. Where did they go? They go to Lothlorien. Then they go to Amon Hen. Is it the Argonath?
Yes!
Yes!
Well done! Oh wow, 19 questions that just guessed on. I was going to say it's on the cover of the book of the Fellowship of the Ring. If you, one of the versions. Like, that's the version that I have.
Yeah,
well, it's one of the versions I have, but it's one of my favorite. Like, I love it as a book cover. The Argonath, if people
great one. Yeah. The Argonath. If people don't know, it's when they're going down the river
the Anduin.
The Anduin. Sorry, is it Auroras?
Huh?
It's the Anduin River. Yeah, and you see those big 2 giant statues. They're like the gates into Gondor. They're stretching out their hands like this, and they're both holding axes. And they look very, very creepy.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, well done. Very good. Okay, I have a good one.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. 20 questions of Middle Earth. I am thinking of a thing.
Is it good or evil?
How do I say yes or no to that?
Yeah. You just say yes or no. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Is it good or evil? What's it called? How do you spell it?
Well, like, is it used... So it's an object. Is it used by the forces of good?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, we're up and rolling. It's used by the forces of good and it's an object. Is it used... Does it feature in the movies?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Does it feature primarily in the third movie? Or does it feature primarily in any movie in particular? Or is it in all of them? Yes. Okay, does it...
Yes or no question.
Okay, sorry.
I said yes to it primarily features in the third one.
Okay.
Which would be accurate.
Is it a magical object?
No.
No. Is it edible?
No.
Damn. I was hoping you go for some foods. Is it used mainly by the hobbits?
No.
By the men?
Yes.
Is it a weapon?
Yes.
Is it a sword?
Yes.
By men. Is it Anduril?
No.
Damn. Third movie. Sword. Is it the... Herogrim?
Yes!
Got it.
Nice. Oh, very good. Oh,
Very good. I was like, I nearly said the Noglim. The Herogrim. So, Theoden's sword.
Theoden's sword, yes.
Sword of the King of Rohan.
Exactly. Right. So
that was a good one as well.
really enjoyed that game.
Yeah,
We'll definitely
fun.
have to revisit that. And guys, let us know if you got the answers quicker than we did. We're going to finish off this really short episode with a quiz that I can see here. It's BBC's The Hardest Lord of the Rings quiz in the world. So
We can take it.
let me see how this begins. So I'm just going to click away and play along. This might be crap, but the first question is, let's start with an easy-ish one. How many great rings were made in total?
We've got 3 answers though. We've got 10, 20 or 30 answers.
Right. Yeah, so 20. We're going to lock that one in. We are correct.
Nice one.
So let's move it along. What's the name of Bilbo's first cousin and next of kin, who along with his wife questioned the validity of Bilbo's will when it was discovered he had left Bag End to Frodo?
So we've got options. Otho, Lotho or Gildor.
Well, Gildor
It's not
is an
Gildor.
elf.
Otho
and Otho, I think...
I was very confident when I looked at it as Otho, but I was like, is it Lotho? I think it's Otho. It's
Otho Proudfoot. Or is that Otto?
That's Otto Proudfoot. No.
I think it's Otho. Lotho is somebody else. Oh, I don't know. I'd go for Otho.
But along with his wife was your one, the one that's really with the spoons.
Lobelia, Sackville
Baggins. Was it Lotho, Sackville Baggins? Otho, Sackville Baggins, Lotho. Both of them sound correct to me now. I'm nearly going for Lotho more now. Lotho, Sackville Baggins. I think it could be Lotho.
We go Lotho?
I don't know. Oh no, I don't want to get a mistake on question 2. Go on, I will accept the blame.
Okay. Otho. It's
That
Otho.
was my first
Otho
choice.
and his wife Lobelia not only were enraged that Bag End wasn't being left to them by Bilbo, but they were also found auctioning off Bilbo's possessions when he returned from the journey to the Lonely Mountain. You could see why Bilbo preferred Frodo.
It was the El of Lobelia.
Yeah, that bitch.
God damn it.
Right, so guys, let us know if you got the answer correct, and are
I'm
you
an idiot.
more smarter better than myself and Johnny. Right, next one. Tom Bombadil is a powerful yet enigmatic being who gives Frodo, Sam, Pippin and Merry a place to stay on one of their first nights out of the Shire. Which river does he live closest to? Okay, the options are the Brandywine, Rushdown and Withywindle.
The answer is the Withywindle.
The Withywindle, of course. Yeah, let's lock that in. We are correctamundo.
Nice one.
Next one. In the film of the Fellowship of the Ring, Arwen, Elrond's daughter and Aragorn's love interest, saves Frodo from the Nine after he's stabbed at Weathertop, carrying him to Rivendell. In the book, however, this rescue mission is carried out by someone else. What's the name of that other character? Johnny, we're going to discuss this other character in an upcoming future podcast.
Exciting.
Who is
we've got 3 options. We've got Halbard, we've got Glorfindel, or we've got Ganburi Gan. And the answer is
Glorfindel, of course.
Glorfindel.
So hopefully you guys get that correct as well. Big tree-like creatures called Ents feature heavily in the Two Towers and are pivotal in helping the Fellowship eventually win the war as they help Merry and Pippin reclaim Isengard and isolate Saruman the White. But what is the Elvish word for Ent? Oh, this is a toughie.
I don't know this one. Again, we've got 3 options. They are Onod, Inid, and Anad.
Inid, difficult. Inid. God, I'm trying to even think.
Onod.
Try and use your Elvish wit.
For some reason, the O and the A sound good to me.
I think the O sounds good.
The Onod, but also the Anad.
Anad, yeah.
But the Inid doesn't sound...
No.
I've no idea.
I'm disappointed now. I like this. Well done, BBC. Bastard.
Yeah. Came in here pure overconfident, being like, we're going to nail this, but wow.
I'm going to go for Anad. I think that sounds good.
I'll trust you on that.
Okay, let's go.
Onod.
The word for Ent in Sindarin, Tolkien's invented Elvish language, is Onod, plural Enid. The word used to refer to the Entish race of Onodrim. Oh my god, that's... let us know, guys, if we got that one right.
It's a good quiz. Well done. I'm expecting way
I looked at a couple of other quizzes and they're like, what is Gollum's real name?
Yeah,
I'm like,
who's Frodo's gardener? You're like, yeah, okay.
Okay, here we go. What does Palantir mean? So the options are, it's another elven territory like Rivendell. It's the crystal ball-like object that Saruman uses to communicate with Sauron. It's the sword that was broken in the last war with Sauron that is reforged and passed down to Aragorn.
This is the kind of problem with some of these quizzes that you get like sort of high-level question like the last one.
We just complimented how like good this quiz was, and then it's like, what is a palantir?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
So guys, if you don't know what this is, it is a
crystal ball.
Yes, let's go. Crystal ball.
That's what they call it here, at least. A crystal ball-like object.
So what is the name of the giant spider that Frodo, Sam and Gollum encounter on their way to Mordor? Okay, God, we're getting worse here. So Ancalagon, Gothmog or Shelob?
I like the other options that they've given us. That questions about them would have been more on the...
Well, let's go with that. Johnny, who is Ancalagon?
Ancalagon, also known as Ancalagon the Black, was the greatest dragon and the most enormous dragon who was eventually killed and fought, and he broke the mountains of... Thangorodrim. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, exactly.
So that would be a better question, I think, than this one.
I mean, yeah, but that would technically wouldn't be Lord of the Rings.
Who was Gothmog, Dave?
Gothmog, well, we've got two Gothmogs.
That's right.
We've got Gothmog, who is the leader of the Balrogs. Or the Lord of Balrog.
The Lord of Balrog, yes.
And then we also have Gothmog from the movies, who is probably, his name was an homage to the Gothmog Balrog, but he's that ugly guy that looks like Harvey Weinstein.
Face orc.
Yeah. Harvey Weinstein's character in the third Lord of the Rings
based
movie.
On him, actually. I think
that goes, So the answer, of course, is Shelob.
Yeah.
And the reason it's Shelob, I was going to say, no, never mind. I was thinking of, what's her mother's name again? Ungoliant, because Ungol means spiders. For anyone that doesn't know, I think that's the black speech word for spider. Like
British?
No,
in old.
So we've got like Cirith Ungol, which would be like the Tower of Spiders, or I don't know what the hell.
How would they decide
to
live there?
I don't know. Anyways, what's the correct order of the warning beacons of Gondor from east to west?
Christ.
Now here we go. Right, so we have Amandine. I know actually one. Can you name any of them? Because I know one for a fact because our cousins created a fan fiction movie about one of them.
I don't know the name of the movie.
Halifirian. That was the name of one of the
that was years ago they made that, like 15 years ago.
A fan-made movie, so I'd love to say, guys, check it out, but I don't know if it's available anywhere other than
we have
10
the DVDs.
Yeah. So anyways, we have from correct order of the warning beacons of Gondor from east to west. So this is going from Gondor to Rohan. So we have Amandine, Eilenach, Nardal, Arelas, Minrimon, Kalanad, and Amanamor or Halifirian. And then we've got a bunch of different orders. I don't think we're going to get this one.
Amanamor. So you've no idea that one, Halifirian. You don't know where that was or what it was. You just know that it was one of them.
I'm guessing that's the one that's at Rohan. The one that the final one that Aragorn sees, Halifirian.
So then that would mean it's the final one, which is the first option.
There's also the third option. A or C.
I think Amandine.
Amon is definitely a Gondorian word, all right. Well,
I would say Amandine could be the one that's the one in Gondor that starts it.
I think so too.
That could make sense.
Because Kalanad, that sounds like it comes from the region of the
there's
old
Rohan.
Because
I'd say I'd go for option A and lock that in. Amandine.
I'd say so.
Eilenach, Nardal, Elros.
Okay, let's go for it. Oh, correct, Amundo. 7 beacons in total run from Gondor to the borders of Rohan, and in the film are used to request aid from the Rohirrim. In the books, though, the beacons are used to communicate danger within Gondor, and the messages... Oh, that's right. In the book, it doesn't go all the way to Rohan.
No.
It goes,
It goes and then it stops, and then they bring the red arrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How stupid. But I was thinking like,
it's the one that they see in Rohan. That doesn't actually happen,
All right, so it says here, messages or war between Gondor and Rohan were done using a red arrow, which is delivered by messenger and horseman.
Yeah, but they're saying it here as if it's a common thing, like Theoden says that he never in his life saw a red arrow.
Of course. So. But like that's because he's the life of a man, but like perhaps the red arrow has been used.
Oh yeah, it's probably like a historic thing that they did use, but anyways, yeah.
Oh, cool. Here we got another one. What is the Morgai? Ooh. So the answers go from a mountain range in Mordor. The tower Sauron's eye is on the tower Sauron's eye is on the top of. The collective noun for all the fortresses and strongholds in Mordor. Oh, that's a good one. It's definitely not B. No. The tower of Sauron's eye is on top of his Barad-dûr.
I think it's A. I think it's a mountain range in
mountain
Mordor.
range.
But when I saw it first, what is the Morgai? None of those ring a bell.
No,
and
also
the word the Morgai sounds familiar to me, however.
But I do think it's bizarre to come up with that idea of the collective noun for all the fortresses and strongholds in Mordor.
That's why I just think...
I think that would be like, assemble the Morgai. It'd be like, do you know? Because...
What do you mean it'd be weird? So you think it could be that one?
I think it could be that one. Yeah, I think it's weird for them to just come up with that.
You can't assemble...
No, assemble all the troops from the Morgai. Like, that might be a thing said in the book. I don't know.
But also, surely Tolkien definitely would have named all of the mountain ranges.
He definitely would have, but that's not familiar to me, and I feel like I've a better idea of the map than I do of every
That's familiar
word.
to me, the Morgai. I recognise that word. That's why I thought I was going to...
I know, but
I thought one of the answers was going to jump out of me.
I'm picturing the map of Mordor. You can see Nirn, you can see Udun, and then you kind of know the names of the mountain ranges on the east.
Gorgoroth.
Yeah, would you have anything? I don't know. I want to say C, the collective noun for all fortresses and strongholds.
I will support you.
Are you sure? Okay, let's go for it. Fuck. The Morgai, also known as the Black Fence, forms the inner wall of Mordor. So it is a mountain range. Johnny was correct.
That's okay.
Guys, last question. How many children did Samwise have? I think I know the answer to this one.
So do I. But I'm laughing at the numbers that they give us. They give us the numbers 3, 13, or 30.
Yeah, I think it would have been easier if the answers were like 12, 13, and 14.
Yeah, that would have been a bit easier. That would have been a better option. But yeah, the answer is 13. Yeah, 13 children.
Sam married Rosie. Now, I hope they name all of the children in this because...
Well, they do, yeah.
Okay, so Sam married Rosie Cotton after the war had ended and had 13 children. Their names were Eleanor the Fair, Frodo, Rose, Mary, Pippin, Goldilocks, Hamfast, Daisy, Primrose, Bilbo, Ruby, Robin, and Tolman. The eldest, Eleanor, eventually served as maid of honour to Queen Arwen, wife of King Aragorn in Gondor.
Yeah, well, at least they've given you information there and give you all the names of the people. So
that's it.
I would rate that quiz 6 out of 10.
And funny because we got a score of 7 out of 10.
I know, so our
that's how they rate us.
Better than ours. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
It was quite enjoyable, but there was just a couple too many silly questions in there. And then so it was kind of weird. It was like half of it was extreme hard and the other half was easy. So
that is what Rosie said. Well, on that bombshell, guys, let us know how you guys got on in this quiz.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But I want to see if any of you guys got more than 7 out of 10, because that would be impressive. Because it wasn't the easiest thing in the world. So, yeah, let us know. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, John.
I did. I had a great time.
Yeah, I had a great time too. A bit of a mix mash of everything. We got some lore in there. We got some games. We got some quizzes, and we got some news as well. So
we learned about Fatty Bolger.
We did. Let us know what you're thinking, or if you're excited for the War of the Rohirrim movie coming up. And last predictions there. Let us know how you got on in the quiz. And also, just to let everyone know, if you are jumping away from Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, and you're going to clearer skies, we are now on Blue Skies as well, so check us out there. You can find wherever you follow us. If you go to the link tree, you'll see our socials have been updated, and you can follow us on Blue Skies as well. So
see you over there.
See you on bluer skies. And until next time, guys, Namarie.
Adios.